Spunky, catchy, with an infectious hook to wrap it all up. These would be the words used to describe Baby One More Time, the song that would turn 16-year-old Britney Spears from Kentwood, Louisiana into a pop phenomenon around the globe. Hey friends, it's been a while. This is In the Mix. And on this week's episode, we'll travel down the Baby One More Time school hallways to unpack and explain the full and entire story behind how Britney Spears ended up with Baby One More Time in her lap. Now, while it's probably public knowledge at this point that Baby One More Time was originally offered to mega 90s girl group TLC, who declined to record it, how exactly did Baby One More Time, the song, end up in Britney Spears and Max Martin's lap in 1998? Well, you'd be surprised. So, let's get started. Between late 1997 and early 1998, 15-year-old Britney Spears was shuffling between Battery Studios in New York City and Sharon Studios in Stockholm, Sweden, compiling songs for a debut album for release in early 1999. Most notably with up-and-coming producer Max Martin, who was already cultivating a unique and dynamic sound that was silently but steadily sending shockwaves throughout the globe, and who was responsible for turning new boy band NSYNC into an international success before their American debut. When Max Martin wrote Baby One More Time in early 1998, he was working with Cheiron Studios, which was a recording group operating out of Stockholm, Sweden, who would go on to be hired by Zomba Records, who commissioned them to work with their up-and-coming artists, most notably the Backstreet Boys. As the song started to gain some notice from record labels who were interested in using it for their artist, it would ultimately be Arista head Clive Davis that would get a hold of the song for a time and would originally offer it to one of his most successful acts in the 90s, TLC. At the discretion of TLC group member and rapper Lefty Lopez, who was opposed to the song's subject matter, they would ultimately decline to record the song for what would have been on their 1999 album Fan Mail. The song would go back to Clive's possession, who was unaware that a small bidding war was taking place between record labels to get a hold of the song. Though the Backstreet Boys already declined to record the song, it would be A&R consultant turned manager Simon Cowell who was trying to get the song in his possession for his upcoming group, Five. However, even the boy band themselves had declined to record the song as well. Now, where the story gets a little murky is Simon's recollection of this story. According to the American Idol and X Factor creator, he recounted begging Clive Davis to let him use the song for one of his groups. However, Davis was unable to honor Cowell's request because he had already made up his mind on giving the song to an up-and-coming singer under the Jive label named Britney Spears. So, it's very possible that at one point in time, Cowell had Baby One More Time in his possession, but upon his group declining to record it, he must have given it back to Clive, who then gave it back to Martin, who decided to see how Spears' voice would fit in the record. And the rest, as they say, is history. Spears and Martin would go on to record Baby One More Time at 4NW East Studios in New Jersey. Autumn Goodbye, another song written and produced by Eric Foster White, was recorded as the B-side. Baby One More Time, the single, made its way to top 40 and rhythmic radio on September 28, 1998. The single had debuted at number 17, and by November 21st that year, it peaked at number 1, beating out Brandy's Have You Ever, where it stayed for 2 weeks. The song also peaked at number 1 in several other territories where it charted, some including Canada, Austria, Australia, Germany, across the pond in the UK, where it became the 8th best-selling single that year, France, New Zealand, Iceland, Hungary, and many more. The single stayed on the Hot 100 for 32 weeks, where it also charted at number 5 on Billboard's year-end chart. The song also received a Grammy nomination in 2000 for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. It also won a Teen Choice Award and an MTV EMA for Best Song. Baby One More Time, to date, has sold over 10 million copies alone around the world and has been streamed over 285 million times in the streaming era. The song, paired with Spears' youthful enthusiasm, was credited for reviving the teen pop market and getting kids interested in buying from their favorite teen acts. The song also paved the way for other acts such as Christina Aguilera, Mandy Moore, Willa Ford, and many others down the line.